Hello and welcome to the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, where we are brewing solutions with the best. Enjoy this partner spotlight with our friends at Dealership Toolkit. You can get information by going to dealershiptoolkit.com and finding out just how quick they can help your business explode. Enjoy this partner spotlight with our friend Liz Martin. Let's brew!
Hey, what's happening, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And this is Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
We are excited to be brewing solutions this morning with you. Happy Tuesday,
Woo!
all of you solutionaries. Cheers to you. 2 cups on a Tuesday with a couple of dudes. And we got a serious special guest that's joining us
today. We do. We have our sister in the house today, and we're super excited to announce her, to share her story. We've had her on the show before, but never as a featured guest. And, man, we're in the middle of women in automotive. And I tell you,
that's right.
If we don't include our super guest that we're getting ready to announce, we're missing out, because she is an amazing woman in automotive. She's doing some amazing things right now. Her business, her company that she's a COO of is exploding right now. They're all over the place. They have a tool for every dealership out there that needs any help. All you got to do is reach out to them. Folks, we're super excited. As you can see, the logo's up on the corner right above Lou's head right there. Dealership Toolkit CEO.
The one.
The only.
The only. Miss Liz Martin.
Hey. What's going on, my friend? Woo.
Good morning. I always love having coffee with you guys. Love it.
That's right.
You know, we've been so fortunate. Not only have we been friends virtually, like most of the world these days, but we've actually got to meet you. And I'm going to tell you, I want to thank you really quick for having us down as the moderator MC for y'all's events down at Digital Dealer. That was a great time for us. We really had a blast. That booth was bumping. I think everybody in the whole convention knew what was going on in that booth. Yeah. And I'm so thankful that you allowed us to come and be part of that show, because I think that show was so much fun. It really helped us, and it really built us a lot of confidence in what we're doing. So thank you very much for that, Liz.
We have a lot more of that coming up, right?
Oh, yeah, we do.
There's a lot brewing, car guys and car gals.
But like Lou would say, but wait. There's more.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We're excited. You know, and then we got to meet your team, and we got to go to that's probably the highlight of the week for us. We had a great time in there. We killed it at Digital Dealer, at the convention, the whole nine. But coming in to meet your team and to go in there and to put on the show that we put in there and have a good time with our voices almost gone, totally exhausted, but totally just loving that crew, totally having fun in that office. And you all let us just have free reign and let us go in there and just do our thing. And we appreciate that. That honored us so much. And hopefully we got a chance to honor you when we did that too. So we love you. We love you. We love Rich. We love everyone there. I mean, you guys are really doing some amazing things. And we're so honored to be part of that team.
Yeah, we love you back a lot. It's interesting because sometimes a BDC or marketing team or a technology team doesn't understand the impact that they have on a dealership. Mm-hmm. And they get that they set appointments and all that good stuff, but you added the human element for them, and you made them feel like they make a difference in the lives of people and that they do good. And that was a huge takeaway for them. They're actually still talking about it. So we want more of that too. We want more of the car guys in Tampa. Yes, we do.
You all are going to get a lot more of that, of course. You know, I know that we got a lot of projects coming up together, but we definitely want to get more involved. Later, Nick. Sorry, my son's walking out. He's getting ready to go to orthodontist.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick. Love you. But, you know, we definitely want to do that. We're looking forward to getting more meetings together with them, not just virtually, but live too, because we want to come down. I just got back from Tampa. I had a blast with my son. We ran out of time. You said, just like you said when you text me, time flies while you're down here. It does. And we had a great time. But I definitely want to make a trip business wise, but also personal, because I want to come hang out with y'all and go out and have dinners and all that type of stuff too. So we're looking forward to those types of trips, doing more of those. But we're so excited to have you in the show today to get this 5-liner going, because this 5-liner are 5 questions that we need to ask you and see where you're going, where you came from, and tell your story, because you have a great story. You've done a lot of things in this automotive industry, and you still have a lot more to give. This is just the beginning for you and Rich right now. I know it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how far you go and how many more projects that you come in, conquer, and just show the world what you can do. And I'm excited to be part of that also.
Absolutely.
Yep. And hear that. You guys can hear that inside of her voice, her commitment to her team, that she does value when somebody comes in, injects that that confidence, that hope, but also gives that other side of it. It's just like talking to our kids. Right?
Yeah,
we can
no doubt.
say it a million times and let somebody else that's maybe just we see as a little bit cooler, right? Because nobody's as cool as mom and dad. It's never the case. But somebody comes in, says some of the same stuff that we've been saying all the time, and then it's like, wow, that really moved me. Like, I tell you that 100 times that I appreciate you. I tell you that I love you 1 million
How
times.
true is that, though?
But coming in, giving that confidence, and also giving the different perspective. Because it's one thing when you're a team that says, okay, this is what we do as a company. This is collectively what happens. It's another when somebody comes in with that validation to say, hey, guess what happens when you do what you do? That's why if you give to missions or you give to a cause that you care about, right, you get a voice that has received from the good works that you do to show up to the people that have a moment or have a dollar to give, and being able to encourage your team, seeing them light up. Really, it was a great news meeting. Folks, we got to have a real live Cypher great news meeting right there inside of their entire just call center. It was awesome, and everybody brought something good. It was original. It upshifted me.
It was a great time. You know,
this is the leader of the pack.
They have a beautiful team, a huge team of so many different people. It's like so many different cultures and so many different, you know, you have women, men, you have it all. You know, you have Hispanic, Asian, there was black, white. It was all of it. And it was a melting pot of just a beautiful people that just want to do some things. And having that type of culture inside of any business is perfect. Adversity and diversity, I should say. Diversity is the key to growth. When everyone in a room looks the same, there's probably something wrong with that room. They're probably almost like a cult. That's what I say, right? So you want it to be diverse. You want to go walk in a room and see a bunch of different people with different ideas and different thoughts, because if you're thinking the same thing all the time, you probably need a little bit of variation to it. So when you add different people, different places that come in here and they can start coming up with different ideas, it makes it better. It makes it grow. You start to say, oh, well, that was a great idea. I would have never thought of that. So that is what diversity does. That is what your business is. And I absolutely love it. And it was beautiful to walk in that call center to see the different, everyone was different. It wasn't like same in a row. It was just so amazing. And even hearing them talk on the phones and the way they reacted, even their great news, it was all different. They all had different reasons to be happy for why they were there and what they were doing in life. And it was an honor. It really was an honor to be there.
It was an honor, and it was useful to both sides. It encouraged us to be able to have the opportunity to be in there and encourage you. You let us absolutely run amok. For those of you that don't know, you'll see. You guys will get to see more of me grabbing Freddie and just running him around there like crazy guys. People sitting on the phone are like, yes, Mr. Customer, there. What? Just watching us roll by. It was a good time. But we had the chance to high five, hug, and love on some people. Speaking of high five and some of the people inside of the car room, take a look at this. This is what we were doing up in there. Oh, that's in the wrong section. I will adjust that. But you can see it was a little tiny one up top. But we were able to get in there, high five, hug, love. Some of the
love. It was the biggest thing. It was love, man. It was the best way to say goodbye to Tampa that week for Lou and I. You know,
my gosh.
We came in there, we had a blast. I had great conversations. I sat down and actually got to know Erica even more. And Erica is awesome, you know, and just being able to talk to everybody. Megan is an awesome person too. You have your team. I can keep going on about your team. Oh yeah. She killed it on the stage that week. She came up on the stage and she was one of the speakers over on your booth. And man, she dominated it. It was so much fun to sit down. I learned a lot that week about what you guys do, about the individual businesses inside your business too. I love how you guys collab and you guys come together using different technologies to make that your product is the best in the market. Beautiful. And it's going to continue to be that. You know, I think, you know, what you're doing is great. Why? Was that it?
That was it. Hi. Hello.
So, folks, as you can see, look at that's the middle row right there, and that's such a good picture, Lou. I love that picture. I need a copy of that picture. But no, we had such a good time. We came in there, we saw, we conquered, and we loved. And they loved back. And I honestly cannot wait to walk into that room again and say hi to everybody and give them another high five, go around and get another pep rally going, because they deserve it. They work hard. The thing about BDCs is that a lot of us salespeople, we don't give them enough love. We look at BDCs, we're like, no, they work hard. If you've ever worked the phones as a salesperson, you know how hard of a job that is. How many times you get told no and hung up on and cussed at and told, I don't need a phone call. Why are you calling me? It happens a lot. So it's hard to dial the next person sometimes. In order to do that, you just have to have some kind of discipline. You got to have some kind of love, and that culture that they have at the Dealership Toolkit is beautiful culture. And I'm looking forward to, like I said, watching that thing grow. But let's get to Forgive, Focus, Fly. We could talk about this all day long. We need to get this show going. So, but yeah, Forgive, Focus, Fly. This is our thing, and I think everybody knows. You see it on my shirt. It's a big deal. Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing, like it says on his. And in order to forgive, you have to let it all go. And that's the biggest thing. It's a new month. It's a new start. Everything's happened. People may have been hating on you, all kinds of stuff. You have to let that go. What they do, you have no control over. What happens around you, you have no control over. Your mistakes that you did in the past, they're done. You can't fix them. All you can do is grow from them and learn from them and move forward. And that is letting it go. Forgive so you can focus on your future, so you can fly to where you want to go. And we're going to fly really far. I know it. And I'm excited about that. I know Liz has been flying for a long time, and she's going to keep flying. This girl is all up in space right now. She's like Elon Musk. Matter of fact, she's like Russell Branson up there hitting space and flying back, right? So let's get this thing going. You ready to forgive, focus, fly?
Let's rock.
Yes, sir.
Liz, let's do it. Car guys and car gals, on 3, go ahead and wipe off the weight of unforgiveness with us and focus on where it is that you're going so that we can fly to great heights to keep growing together. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
Forgive, focus, and fly, and keep growing.
Keep growing. Yeah. All right.
All right,
now,
folks. We got it. Secret handshake is in. It is time for this 5-liner. So first question, Liz. Woo!
Yes.
This first question is your why, your purpose, your drive. What makes you get up every single day, Liz, to be the best version of yourself and to grow every single day?
I think that's a really interesting question, and I love that you guys ask it because it takes a lot of honesty, right? To say, hey, what's your why? Like, what's your purpose? How are you going to leave this world a better place and just do good? And I think that as you mature in your career, and now I'm responsible for other people's career, right? And I'm responsible for being a mentor to people who are going to be great and already have greatness in them. They just need a little, they need a little industry knowledge just to balance that out. And I think my why today is much different than it would have been 10 years or 5 years ago or 20 years ago, right? But my why is just to leave this world a better place. And that means for my employees, for my business, for my clients, and just do good, and for my grandchildren, for all of that, right? And I think that is what drives me. And I think you had Evelyn, you've had some kick-ass women on your show lately, Evelyn and April and a lot of,
They're all amazing. You're right.
Robin and all of those people. And I think the common thing amongst women in automotive is they don't want to let anybody down, right? That's kind of like the female intuition in you. That's the mom in you. That's why women are very successful and balance out automotive, I think. And so I think my why is really to do good, to help people, to leave the world a better place, leave the people that I touch absolutely in a better place, and to just do the right thing for the right people in my life. And I think what drives that is failing, and not just stumbling, because everybody's going to stumble, but actually like, I can't undo that. Right. So I think that's the fear behind that. But, that's my why. And I think if you ask me in 5 years, it will be the same versus if you would have asked me 5 years ago, it probably would have been different.
Right. And it's true. You find different drives, and that's why you're growing exponentially. So you have to constantly change that. Whys, there's so many different whys. There's a major why. I always say, there's that one why that you always look up to. That's your driving force, right? But then there's those little ones that drive you every single day. It's like, like for example, like sometimes I just want a new pair of shoes, right? So if I want them, I'm going to work a little bit harder. It gives me a little bit more purpose. Like no reason for my wife to say, why do you need a new pair of shoes? She thinks I'm crazy with my shoes, but I'm like, because I worked really hard this week. But I'm just saying, like, that was my why. Babe, I wrote it down. It was my why. That's why I kicked butt this week. I mean, I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. But that being said, things can change. Find your motivation force. Your motivation is amazing, and that's why it's big. It goes over everything. So that's why it works for you, and that's why it will work for you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It's a beautiful thing to be that type of way and to have that type of drive and to have a why. A lot of us don't even know what our why is. Some people are walking around this planet right now, in our age group, it's saying things like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know why. Man, I just want to one day be able to retire. Whatever it is. And that's an okay why, but that's not a deep enough why, in my opinion. Yeah, one day I want to be retired, but how and why do you want to retire? It gets deeper. It gets so deep. So, but anyway, no, I love it. I love your answer. You're so right on the money. We do change. We evolve. But as we evolve, our why may evolve. And if it does, it's okay. It doesn't have to always be the same. We may change. It's probably for the best. So I'm glad that you have evolved over the last 5 years, and you're going to keep evolving. I know it.
And we go glory to glory. So your why adjusts as you accomplish some of the goals that you have too, right? As you get to this one level, now, okay, well, I've done that. You accept the rest, you accept the victory, get the trophy, have the joy, have the memories, take the picture, wake up the next day. All right, well, that's now behind me. That great success is right there. Everything I was just pointing towards and why I was doing it almost ended. But at core of you are a solutionary. And this is why we've teamed up with people like you. This is why we've found each other, because what you do, literally, man, I got all tongue tied. Literally, what happens with your business, you bring the name Dealership Toolkit. This is the kit to help get the tools in line for you to digitally master your market. And that's why, again, you get our attention. We found each other, right? Being with like-minded people like Evelyn. And finding that there's something that at core we each add to each other. We each get to bring to the table. And you found automotive, and I want to know how you did find the automotive industry. How did the automotive industry suck you inside of it?
And which we're so lucky that you did.
So
I mean, I say the industry is lucky to have this market.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. I worked for ClearChannel Communication in the New Hampshire, Vermont market. And that's a weird market, right? Because it has some big, it's a little upper valley kind of nook of a market, but it also has some bigness to it because it's got, Dartmouth College and Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center, and it's got some big hypertherm and some big business to it. So it kind of sits in this weird market between Boston and Burlington. Think of that, right? So there was I worked for ClearChannel Radio, and I handled the bigger accounts, and I handled one account that I handled was the Miller Auto Group. At the time they had 13 franchises, so it was big. So every week, and the dealer was that dealer that a muscle type dealer, right? That had the biggest budget in the market. Like they were every morning when your alarm went off, their spot was going off, right? They were the big dogs in the market. They had remotes back in the day when we did remotes and cookouts and crazy things every day. They also did a lot of good in the market. They gave back a lot. They supported David's House, which is a children's, kind of like a local Ronald McDonald House that had a really cool story within the market, and the Children's House at Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. And so they did a lot of good. So there was a yin and a yang to that, right? So they were, the biggest and the most obnoxious dealer in the market. But they did the most good in the market. So they had a lot of fans. And so I had it made at ClearChannel Radio. Like I was home every day to pick up my kids from school, and it was a good life, right? You made a lot of money, and you had a lot of flexibility. You got free tickets to everything, right? I was always the hey, I always had the Six Flag tickets, hundreds of them, so
all the concerts, all of that,
all of it. And, but the dealer principal was like, come to work for me. And I'm like, nah, you're crazy. Like, I don't want to work in the car business. Like, that's
Right.
hard work, right? And he's like, come to work for me, come to work for me, come to work for me. I'm like, no, that's hard work. And then one day I think I had a weak moment, or I walked into his showroom and he was having a full staff meeting, and it was a hard meeting. But it was impactful because it just motivated people, right? And it just made them not be satisfied with what they had. And so this man really changed my life. And, I got an MBA without going to get an MBA, right? Because when you walk into a car dealership and, all of a sudden you are, you're close to the top. So you know everything that's going in and out. You know everything about the franchises. And I kind of had to learn every position in the company,
Oh, yeah.
I had to learn the desk. I had to learn accounting. I had to learn HR. I had to learn F&I. I had to learn service, right? So it, when they started doing the realignment and putting, instead of Nissan, Jeep, Volvo, putting all the Chrysler products together and putting Volvo on a standalone and Volkswagen on a standalone and Nissan on a standalone, when we did that, I was able to go run a few stores, and then you're kind of on your own, right? It's all up to you. You don't have anybody. It's not the marketing girl saying, well, you had a bunch of traffic. You didn't close it. Like, it's all you. So,
not pressure at all.
Yeah, no pressure at all. So, I got to do that. And, then I just had the opportunity to kind of get out of the day-to-day of the car business. And I was still his agency of record, and started another agency with a partner. And we did all the easy stuff. We did automotive, legal, and banking, right? So all the easy stuff.
That's real easy.
Yeah.
But you know what? You go for the hardest stuff, you get good at it, everything else is easy. So that's no doubt about it.
And then Rich so we were in Vermont then. Rich got offered a position in the DC market, and I realigned to the DC market and aligned with my previous agency. So, and that was an automotive marketing agency that was stellar. They were big. They knew what they were doing. They taught me about data. They taught me about standardization, because I don't have a whole lot of that in my life. Like, I'd prefer to rebrand Volkswagen, not stay within the compliance guidelines of Volkswagen. So, but they taught me that. They taught me the value of that. And then, between the knowledge of kind of working day to day in the dealership, and then, being with, agency people that really knew automotive from all sides, OEM, association, tier 3, compliance, and all of that, being able to put that all together, that's really the foundation for Toolkit.
It is, and you have both sides of the fence, as they call it, right? Matter of fact, imagine there's like a fence and there's 4 sides to it. You've learned all 4 sides. That being in a dealership is beautiful to have, because people will respect that from you. I'm sure when you call on somebody and you're like, they know that you have experience, you know what it's like to be in their chair and sit there and be, called on, and to know what products are needed in stores and how they can help and what they can do on the sales floor, how they can help you close, how you can get more customers, how you can drive more people through the doors, how you can make it easier by hiring people like Dealership Toolkit, how they can do all the work for you. It's very turnkey, and all you got to do is be ready and have staff there ready to sell some vehicles or solve some transportation problems, right? But you know that because of your experiences. Then you go on the other side because you were in the dealership. Then you go on the other side and you learn all the data and why the data works and how these analytics do this and how that does this and how stuff that even my mind goes, huh? Right? But I'm going to learn.
I say all the time, I wish I would have known what I know now when I worked at the dealership, because we were successful, but we would have been really successful then. I was just dumb. I was just learning,
You were just doing the best that you could with the tools that you had. There was no dealership toolkit then. Now that there is, dealers don't need to fret anymore. Just go to www.dealershiptoolkit.com or email Liz at liz@dealershiptoolkit.com, and you will get what you need. If anything, they'll give you a free consultation and at least tell you what's going on and help you out. Worst case scenario, you guys shake hands, leave as friends. Best case scenario, you buy all the products and your dealership triples business, right? So that being said, there's so many things that can happen, and we are so glad that you found your way into the business. Not only just the automotive on the retail side, but getting over onto the vendor side and then on the marketing side and helping dealerships grow. You're not just helping one or a group, you're helping the world. And I'm so excited to be part of that and so excited to have you here. And I'm so excited that you and Rich decided to do those things because, man, it's really nice to be friends with people that are doing these types of things. I can learn. I'm learning so much from you every single day. And I'm looking forward to learning even more from you. And we're going to have to learn a whole lot. Overdrive it, Lou. But I'm excited. We're excited to do that. So that leads me to my third question. You talk about all this stuff. You got in the business. You went from one side of the fence to the other to another side. Then you started your own. Then now you've grown it into a business that is flourishing, and it's just the very beginning of it all. You guys are a couple years in, and it's like it still hasn't even hit where it's going to hit, but it's hitting, and it's hitting hard, and it keeps coming, and every month it gets better and stronger, and life is good, and it's because you guys are doing the right thing. The toolkit is exactly what it is. It's a kit for every dealership to get the tools that they need, and I love that. But as you were coming up, you ran into people. I know Rich is a big influence in your life. I know there's been a bunch of other ones. You've named a couple that when you were talking a moment ago. But if you were to name one person that really helped you pivot in life, somebody that really mentored you and showed you how to become the best version of Liz, who would that be?
So hard. It is.
That's a really hard question. I think it is. I think it's my children. So it would be
love
great.
That.
And so, I was never good at marriage. You can ask Rich. I'm still not good at it. But I was divorced when my kids were 2, 4, and 6, right? And I moved from Maine to New Hampshire and kind of changed their lives, right? But all I really wanted was, and even though working in automotive is hard and working, in marketing is hard because none of those are 9-to-5 jobs, right? You have a hard time to balance. But at the end of the day, the reason why I do the things I do, or my reason is, I just wanted them to be good humans. I just wanted them to be good brothers always, and they are. They're great humans. They're great brothers, and I feel really thankful for that. But I can't give. I think it would have been much different, right? If I didn't have them to hold me accountable, right? Because they balance that. It's like, oh, don't do something stupid. Like you don't ever want, that to be. And you guys have kids, so that. But I think from a life standpoint, it would be my children. From a career standpoint, it would be the dealer principal that that saw something in me that nobody ever says, hey, when I was growing up, I either wanted to be the girl that named nail polish, right? That would be really cool. Or
that would be a pretty cool job, I'm not going to lie.
Yes. Or the girl that chose the music and the walkout songs in Fenway Park. Those are the only two things. Like that's what I wanted to do, right?
That's so cool. I love how you said Fenway Park. I love that you and Rich love baseball too, because I see you guys travel to parks. You guys have a good time.
Yeah, I'm a Red Sox fan. He's a Phillies fan. I'm a Patriots fan. He's an Eagles fan. Like we don't get over on that, but
that's fun though. That's part of the fun of it all,
Yeah, it is. But nobody says when they're growing up, I want to work in a car dealership. Nobody says that. Like your kids might think of it because you're really successful, and they're growing up in it and they see the benefits of it. And they're kind of lucky because they're going into a different automotive industry than we would have gone into, right? So we went into, not so nice space.
Yep.
Now, anybody who goes in now is going into a nicer space.
100%. Even in the stores that are not as nice, they're still much nicer than they were.
Oh, yeah.
It was not politically correct when we first got in. Let's put it that way. It was straight. Yeah, you know the deal. You've been in this long enough. And being a woman in a business, you've seen all the stuff that women should not see and hear, right? And though you should, but it's one of those things that this business, it was, and it still sort of is, but it's not. It's changing, it's evolving, which is I'm thankful for, right? And
those pieces are dying off.
And like you said, April Simmons was on the show, and she said that, like, our memories are the filters to our perception. And like you said about our kids' perception of the car business is not the same as our perception or your perception or most of our perceptions that we grew up in our generation, because we looked at car guys as the sleazy guys that were trying to do everything wrong, steal every dollar you had, sleep with your wife, do all those things, right? But today it's different, and our kids have seen a different. They see a fun side of the car business. So their eyes are filtered to a whole different thing. They like, this business is amazing. My dad is crushing it. He's having fun. He's got a podcast. We really bring a difference. But we bring difference as human beings. We're all individuals. But what I've learned, and just like you, Liz, you're an amazing person. Whether you're in the automotive industry, whether you're in the medical industry, whatever it was, you would have flourished and you would have done a great job because you have passion for what you do. You always want to be the best version of you. You have a why. You have a purpose. You have children. You have so many things that drive you, right? And that's what it is for Lou and I. We bring a different thing even as parents. Like, I know that one of the fun running jokes back in the day, and I've talked about this on the show before, it's been a while, but a long time ago, Lou was at his house doing something. I can't remember what the situation is, but he was being goofy, much like we always are, right? And Lou, being fun, having fun with his kids, goofy. That's what we do, right? So kids are laughing, and the kid, and there's whatever it was, he's having fun with it, and his kids, and he looks at his kids, he goes, they're laughing at him. I'm like, Dad, stop. He goes,
what other dad you know is going to do that?
What other dad you know is going to do that? And they go, Fred. And so that's what was so funny is that if that's what we are. We love to have fun in life. As a parent, I love to have fun. As a husband, I love to have fun. As a friend, I love to have fun. So we bring that fun in everything we do. You got to always have your personality. Be true to yourself. And you do that all the time. And we do that all the time. And that's why we connect really well, because I could tell you're truthful with me. You're honest with me. You are who you are. I know exactly what to expect when I talk with Liz Martin.